Good afternoon, people. Welcome again to another in my series of videos in recognition of fathers, father against threat, hatred, envy, and retaliation. For those of you who have been tuning into the videos, you would be aware that I am going through each letter of the word to say what it means to me personally as a fatherless child and now as a father myself. I will say that this one is a little bit difficult for me today because I literally just finished watching my beloved Arsenal lose to an injury time goal. It's a bit heartbreaking for me. So I'm not in the best headspace right now. And also because of the letter that we're tackling today, which is the T. And the T in the concept of which we're speaking is threats. So I just want to refresh and go over the fact that we're tackling this from the space of the trauma, the post-traumatic slave syndrome that we are both dealing with as men and women, from an African perspective. And we don't want to discount the fact that those 400 years worth of separating the family and purposefully keeping us apart, keeping the kids away from the father and the family in general, has deeply taken root in our psyche and our consciousness. So, again, when I make these videos and give these examples of my own experiences, I'm not here to try to bash women or belittle anyone in particular. We have to know that the trauma is real and that we are still suffering from the trauma, both men and women, and seek counsel where necessary to get past it. But it's a truth and reconciliation process. We have to first accept that it is real, admit that we are suffering from it before we can find ways to recover from it. And again, I'm not speaking out against women. I'm speaking out for the family, for the unification of the family, and for that presence of the father in the family to be able to play his role. Because I'm aware that there are a lot of men who have no interest in being a father as well, even though they biologically fathered a child or children. I'm pretty much aware of that. So this is not me saying, women are, keeping their children away from their fathers. That does happen, yes, more often than it should. But I'm not saying that that's exclusively why children are separated from their fathers. I'm acknowledging that fathers do play a role in that as well. So the threats that we want to talk about today is, the common ones that we're aware of and from where whence they come normally. So threats normally come from the mother. Those are the first ones and the most common ones, and they range, from blackmail to, hey, you won't see the kid anymore, to threatening you with legal or the justice system. Um, Threats come from other eras, other forms, other people, in relation to fathers and their kids as well. Without getting too specific, what I want to say is that even us, even the females, must realize, what these threats cause. In addition to, the separation between the father and the child, it also arms the child. It arms you. It arms the family unit that we're trying to mend. We're trying to get back to being as powerful as it ought to be and as powerful as it was. So we, meaning men and women, kings and queens, must look into these things and fight against them, and specifically the men. In my earlier videos, we talk about making a stance as to the father that you want to be and stick on that path. Let nothing derail that, including the threats that may or will inevitably come, out of born out of mostly its selfishness, mostly its anger, but it's all a part of that deep rooted trauma. But we as kings must stand up against it, fight against it. Don't let it derail us from our purpose of being the king in our family, of being the type of father that you need to be, that you want to be for your child, and the king to your queen and prince and princesses. So when those threats come, don't run away from them. Don't let them be the determinant factor of you not being able to be the king for your prince or princess. Seek counsel if necessary. Seek advice. Seek assistance. Seek a person who will listen. Just to vent, but recollect yourself and continue on your path to being the type of father that you want to be. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for your time. We hope to do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow we will address the letter H. Thank you again for listening. Please subscribe and share. Have a blessed rest of the afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Be well.